There was some good stuff in the first quarter here at ANZ Stadium. Really good conditions for footy as well. Both teams scoring 4 goals in that first quarter. Geelong by just 1 point. Kennedy and Mitch Duncan both on fire for their respective sides. Lingy, you're watching Joel Selwood at quarter time. What'd you see?
I was, BT, and I noticed Chris Scott went straight up to him just to have a chat to him, because the first quarter, while really good for both teams, but certainly for Geelong, I reckon just sorting through with Joel Selwood exactly how he wants to play the rest of this game. He's got a hard tag at the moment. Ben McGlynn's doing the job on him. Only the 2 possessions, 1 kick, 1 handball for the Cat skipper, which is down on his normal output. But the real positive is Geelong are playing well without him having a dominant game. So that's a real thing that Chris Scott would be happy with. He just wants to make sure Joel Selwood maybe goes and covers a spot in a stoppage, still plays his role within the team, still looks to work his way into this game, but really happy with the way the Geelong midfield's going with Selwood being quiet.
Well said, Lingy, and he is going forward now, so he's not starting in the centre here, Joel Selwood. Only the 2 touches. As Lingy just said, McGlynn doing a good job, but Mitch Duncan continues to shine. 2 weeks in a row, he's had the perfect 10 in the Coaches Association votes, and he has 10 disposals in the first quarter. So other players stepping up for the Cats.
So a really entertaining, really physical, combative first quarter. Can Duncan drive the Cats forward? He had enough courage to take a bounce, and he did it really well. Good lead-up target. Perfect start. And Kirsten was the man who came out. He's sort of getting a bit of a shape about him that he fancies his chances, Lingy.
He can roost it.
You back him in from here, Cameron?
He's a chance from here. He can kick a long ball.
He settled into it nicely, struck it beautifully. He's going to carry the journey, got all the way to the goal line. Selwood, as Richo mentioned, started forward, rampy. He's going to get a free kick. Didn't have the footy. And that's the benefit.
Selwood.
So there you go, Joel Selwood, who's got the hard tag of McGlynn. You push him forward and he draws a nice free kick.
He loved it too, Joel.
I think Dane Rampy enjoyed it just as much, but this is a good start for the Cats. Selwood kicks the first of the second quarter. Cats by 7 points.
Well, he's a champion, and if he's not having the best of nights in the midfield, he can go forward and do that. He draws a free kick there, something out of nothing, really, for Joel Selwood. And you know, if the ball's in his area, it's one-on-one, having a bit of a laugh between the boys there. If it's in his area in a one-on-one, you know that you'll either win the footy or more than likely you'll be able to draw free kicks. So a good move by Chris Scott.
Well, the 5th goal there for the Cats matches last time they played. That was their total score. The Cats. So good signs here early in this one. Pike late, both ruckmen missed the footy in the end, and Reece Stanley just had the athleticism to go and get it. Caddy around the corner, Rampy went past it. Kirsten an opportunity now in there, and trying hard was Lang, but Smith wrapped him up in a bear-hugging tackle.
Well, they're the number 2 contested possession team in the comp, the Swans, but the Cats are beating them at that tonight. And that's something the Cats haven't been great at early in this season. So a lot of positives here tonight.
You know, the big positive for me with that, Richo, is that Mitch Duncan's had 4 contested possessions. Reece Stanley's had 4. Murdoch's had a couple. So it's not just Selwood who is normally the one that they rely on so much.
Now, the umpire saying to the Geelong boys there, you've got to nominate the ruckman boys. I need to know so I can either pay a free kick. Now, this will almost be out of bounds deliberate, and it is. But the umpires are all over it and have been from the opening minute of the game. What happens if you don't nominate, though?
50.
And a 50-metre penalty here go against McGlynn, and this will mean Thurlow will be on the edge of the 10-metre square.
Well, the perfect start here in the second quarter. The Swans only give up 66 points a game. They're second in the comp. And the Cats have got a chance to go to 40 here already in the first minutes of this second quarter. So
this will make it 4 of the last 5 goals, Richo.
They're exposing the Swans at the moment.
Thurlow directly in front, nails the goal. Got the first 2 early in this second quarter, the Cats. So intriguing stuff. And just on that, Richo, if you don't nominate a ruckman, what does happen? I mean, they obviously didn't in that last one. The umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. So he didn't pay a free kick.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure there.
Question is, and I don't think there's no punishment or penalty. I suppose you maybe lose the chance that you get paid a free kick if you're being blocked. Let's have a look at this 50-metre penalty show. So Ben McGlynn just crept over the mark. Thurlow wanted to play on, and it's a big penalty, isn't it? Big punishment. Stanley. Great second effort follow-up before. The clearance umpire's gone down. Crowd enjoying that.
Gee, he went on his back, a la Gregson.
The gymnast.
Yeah, the gymnast style. Have a look at this. Right up there, Pike.
Bounced up, though.
Good pick up from Duncan. He is in ripping form. Matthew Richardson, Mitch Duncan, that time he couldn't get clear.
Yeah, well, he's gone up a cog in the last month in career best form, Mitch Duncan.
He sure is. He had a career high 38 last week. He's already got 11 possessions. Mike Pike, the side step was good. The handball not great though. Sold his former captain Adam Goods into a bit of trouble. Gary Rowan with some skill and athleticism burst out of a contested situation. Rivers has got Tippett covered on this occasion. Underground handball to Thurlow. Jetta, he couldn't pick it up below his knees. Jack came through, and Guthrie pretty happy to see that over. And they get a chance to regroup the Geelong defence.
Have a look at Mike Pike here. Well, he's doing what the big man should, give it off to the more skillful runners and Adam Goods, but maybe on that occasion he just need to whack it forward.
Pike, as he does on this occasion, works it forward. Hanbury there and did the basics, fast hands again. With a funny little kick through there. Stevie J lunging forward in an attempt to try and help the free kick, and he's got Goods by the throat there, so doing some unusual things here in this one, Stevie, but he does that most of the time and keeps us entertained. Jetta would have done well to step out of bounds there. Keeps it alive. Motlop now. Hanbury. Look how many players around in that really tight area. Grundy eventually out the back door to Jetta. Now some open space here. Rampy's free.
That's Parker, I think, just drawing the free there.
Oh, it is Parker.
Yeah. Bruce Parker, he'll have a chance to kick his second goal.
So a clear head-high tackle there from Hughes, wasn't it?
Yeah, the umpire was right on that. And that's the thing about these gun midfielders going forward. Defenders can panic when they're in one-on-ones.
So Parker looking for his second goal here. 45 out. That's a beautiful strike of the footy. Buddy says it's a goal. The umpire agrees.
He's a dangerous one-on-one player, isn't he, Luke Parker? It's a good move. We know that he was the best and fairest winner last year as a midfielder. But very good overhead, very good set shot kick. He's the complete package in lots of ways, Luke Parker. 2 early goals, a good return. Couple of goals to Luke Parker. He's third in the Swans goal kicking so far in 2015 behind Tippett and Buddy Franklin. Speaking of Tippett, here in the centre bounce, he leapt early, really get near the ball. And
well, he hasn't touched the ball inside 50 yet, Tippett, tonight.
Great look at the athleticism of Reece Stanley, who was able to just burst away from Tippett. Selwood, who's permanent forward at the moment, kicked the first goal of the second quarter. And just a little offline on that occasion. So what you're saying, hasn't touched the footy yet, Kurt Tippett?
Well, he's gone into the ruck and he has had no influence, hasn't touched it inside 50 yet. So now he gets a chance to have some influence on the game in the ruck, Kurt Tippett.
So Grundy.
They need him touching it inside 50, though. They need that to take pressure off Franklin down there.
Reece Shaw. Sideways little switch to Richards, who's right up against the boundary line, so he really only has one choice here, and that is into that open spot on the wing. That's where he's going to drive it long to the one-on-one. Keeping his feet and doing well. Hughes there brought it down to the front. Selwood's little kick was smothered. Parker applying a really aggressive tackle there on Thurlow. And we'll have a ball up 65 from the Cats' left of screen goal. Once again, third man up. There he was, Blitzarve. So doing well in that tactic at the moment. Stokes, little one around the corner, high footy on the head of McVeigh. He decides to not go back. Johnson's there. Now McVeigh arrives, looking for someone that's got a little bit of space, and he finds that man here now. So now we can get going. Mitchell with the fast hands to the explosive Jeddah. Bounced through the middle, thought about another one, ran a long way with that second one, tries to spot up Reed, needed to be a little stronger in the contest then Reed. Guthrie bowls through. Franklin says, no you won't, and they have words at ground level as well. And both hammering at the footy there.
That's why these Sydney players love Buddy Franklin as a teammate, not for his goal kicking, because of the impact he can make with tackling and that sort of effort. Joel Selwood draws another high free kick. He certainly knows how to get those, but Buddy Franklin, just fierce when he tackles the opposition, really makes you know that you're playing against him.
It's a great contest, this one. It's got a bit of everything. It's tough. There's some good skill on display. Guthrie had a little fumble, but he's got Selwood in his sights, and he did really well to get lower and underneath the Franklin tackle. End right. Dangerous ball through the middle. Darcy Lang there, good hands.
50 metres.
Oh, wow. Another one.
Well, Selwood's getting going now as well. He's had 5 already in this quarter, so you can't keep him down for a full game. And this is another 50-metre penalty against the Swans.
Watching the footy so far in round 7, it feels like this is the rule of the week. Umpires have been told, hey, the players are creeping over the mark. They have been red hot on 50-metre penalties.
They've got to call play on quicker. If the player's already taken 3 steps off the mark and they still haven't called it, that's too late.
Yep. And the players have got to adjust because they are going to be penalised. It's a big penalty. Darcy Lang directly in front, and he makes no mistake.
Well, it's a big penalty, all right, because that is 2 goals in this quarter that have been gifted to the Cats, some 50-metre penalties, 60 to 70 metres out from goal, and you just can't afford that. In a tight contest, the players have to adjust. Looks like they're red hot on it tonight. So you need to be able to pick that and adjust accordingly as a player.
Joel Selwood here, hitting the head-high tackle. Have a look at the stats there. Way ahead of any other player since he started playing for Freeze for head-high tackles. Have a look at that. Joel Selwood and Adam Selwood, but Joel miles ahead. He does it better than anyone else. Here's Enright. Centre half back to Motlop. The spread wide. One back in here to Duncan.
Stay there, bench.
Trying their best to get it back inside the corridor here. Now Kirsten.
That's a mark, Ben.
So a 14-point Geelong lead here. Plenty of time before the main break. Here's Blitzarves on the lead. Needed to get the Jukes out in front there. Just a little footy knowledge. Rampy took him on. Gave him plenty of time. Duncan yet again. He's knocking up, getting it. His 13th touch of the game. Leads all possession getters on the ground, Mitch Duncan.
Yeah, he's a big improver, and that is where the excitement is for Geelong. Richo described Blitzarves as the most improved player in the competition. Hard to argue with that, but this next generation are starting to fire. They'd like to get Kirsten in his 12th game right up and running as well. Came back into the side in round 5. It's a good centering kick. Finds Jackson Thurlow. He had a career-high 30 disposals last week. Kick from outside 50 to the goal square and just touched on the line. So through for a minor score.
Well, the Swans have got to get something going here. The Cats have been able to hold them up pretty well. Haven't seen any run and flow in their game so far in this second quarter. The only time Jeddah came through the middle of the ground, he had nothing forward to go to.
Getting a little jammed up here at the moment, Sydney. Geelong doing really well. Stevie J with a creative handball to Harry. Harry Taylor screws it back inside, looking for Kirsten, spinning pirouette off one, bounced into another. Now they arrive in numbers here. Rampy really didn't want it to come out of there, did he? Went back inside, searching for the contact.
Watch behind, on coming out that way, boys.
By Scott Jeffrey, just telling him where he's going. Blitzarves over the top, try to crash through.
High fend off,
Daddy.
Sydney! High fend off, Josh.
High fend off.
That was another third man up. Mitch Clark, this time I think it was, that came third man up.
So Smith, the recipient here. And they find a way out of this. Sydney here at the moment. Lloyd.
Lingy, do you think they're doing that because they haven't got a genuine #1 ruckman at the moment?
Well, it's probably the best tactic that they can come up with at the moment. I'll come back to it in a second, Richo.
Yeah. BBJ, it's the look-away kick. It's his signature one. Caddy in the box seat will get a free kick here. Going the other way.
It's going to Nick Smith.
Well, I must admit, my reaction was a bit like Chris Scott's initially. We'll get a look at that in a minute, but here comes Stevie again. He's giving away a free kick. So what looked like a certain shot at goal for the Cats. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so it was the drag down.
Absolutely.
The initial look for me was that it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Well done, the umpire. Here comes Reece Shaw. Always clever at full speed. And finds Gary Rowan. Swans going to go to the edge of 50 in front. A little too quick, a little too athletic there for Lonergan. This is the range where he almost relaxes into it, buddy. Where you give almost no other player in the league a chance. These are the ones that we've seen him kick regularly, Richo.
Yeah, no surprise if he puts this through. He seems to enjoy his natural leg out on the boundary line.
60+ goals in each of the past 8 seasons for this man. As we mentioned, incredible, isn't it? Just incredible. He likes his chances. Connection pretty good. Will it come around? It just started a little narrow and stayed there. A
14-point Geelong lead here. Tight game. Not a free-flowing game by any means, but it's got a little bit of all of the aspects. Walker. Stokes appealing for the free. There's a lot of appealing and questioning of umpiring going on in this game at the moment. Parker keeps the hands free. Rampy. Sharp handball, Kennedy. What does he do? Took him on, so he had to get rid of it. Now it comes back to Parker. He kicks to a 1-on-3. Rowan did well to keep it alive. Through the traffic, McGlynn. McGlynn high ball. Here's Buddy. Lonergan under real pressure now. Lonergan holding on. Buddy, can he get a leg to it? No, he can't. And that's a good thing because it's gone right over the top.
I'm not sure. I think Buddy may have got a foot right on the line. I'm not sure. It's a goal either way. They're going to review it. No, blood rule, sorry.
I don't think so.
Lonergan's got the blood rule here, Richo.
I think it's just body on body. Yeah. Okay, so he's trying to get to the ball. I don't think there's any clear hold. Mate, yeah, and I can't pay if it's
well, Buddy was asking, was there a hold there?
See, that's fine.
Looked like he might have got a boot on that, Richo.
I think he's claiming it, buddy.
He's claiming it as a goal.
The ball changed a little bit of direction. Yeah, I reckon he did.
He says it's not a free.
So, have a look at this one. This will be definitive.
Yep, just a little deflection, a little toenail on that one, I think.
Well, not absolutely 100% conclusive, but it did look like it. I'm going to leave it to our statistician, Josh Kay, and Champion Data to sort that one out. Let us know when you decide, boys. There's Selwood, goes long and deep. High footy. And well done in the back half there to Smith.
He read it well. Wants to find Hanbury. Stokes applies some really good pressure. Timely fist. And Gregson, he wanted to try and... Well, he's been paid deliberate, Gregson. One coach is up on his feet. He's a bit fired up. Footy has come down the commentary side of the ground here at ANZ Stadium. Let's have a look at the deliberate Gregson. He wanted to go one way and then the other. Well, I've seen a lot of times that's been called a bad throw, and he's pretty stiff, Corey Gregson.
Very stiff.
Had a good story on him in the pre-game show. A former national gymnastics champion, Corey Gregson. I'm sure many AFL players have been.
I reckon when he kicks a goal, at some stage. He needs to get a bit of that out.
What was his go? The floor, the rings, the beam? What was it?
The whole package.
Horse?
The floor.
His floor routine is amazing, BT. And Richo's right. If we could see that after a goal one day.
Bit of, soccer style.
Yes, absolutely.
He could have the 8 pirouettes into a triple backflip, Corey Gregson. Stevie J loves this situation. Got a really poor bounce. Lloyd comes in. Grundy still lurking, Stevie. There's Gregson as well. Walker, the late inclusion, might have thrown that back. Umpire's called play on. Stevie Motlop, you know, he's got a high level of skill. Parker took him over. So let's have a look.
Definite throw.
Had to be a throw.
Gee. Well disguised there from Walker, but I think you called it, Darce, so you were right up on seeing the replay as well. Blitzarms knocks down. Mitch Clark around the body. Will it get over the head? No, it won't, of McVeigh, and we'll have another boundary throw in deep in attack here for the Cats, who are pressing with the 8-point lead at the moment.
They are. Gee, that was a good trap there by Jared McVeigh. That could have done anything, that bounce from the Mitch Clark kick.
Pike missed the ball. Caddy out the back to Stevie J. Kept it rolling. Walker, right foot snap. Got plenty of boot on it. Missed it left. Pulled it back too much. 8 1/4 minutes remaining in the half. Geelong by 9 points.
They've got a chance for a fast break here now.
That was Buddy who'd pushed all the way up into the back pocket. And just for the record, that goal was credited Franklin's way earlier, BT, confirmed by Josh Kay and the champion data experts.
Guys, you can see there Kurt Tippett just getting his knee checked out at the moment. Doesn't look too serious. The sub, Dean Towers, warming up, but I'm sure he'll get strapped up, maybe re-strapped up, Kurt Tippett, and get back out there and test it out. Not too many concerns, but just looks a little bit sore.
Yeah, it's been quiet, as Richo pointed out, leading just to 4 handballs. This man hasn't been Duncan. He's in absolutely career best form at the moment. Long one to Mitch Clark. Stevie Motlop tried to keep it in and couldn't do so.
He has had knee issues, though, over the years, Kurt Tippett.
Not that successful at strapping knees, are they, like they are ankles? So you wonder whether that's more of a mental comfort thing for him, or whether it's they really are trying to.
What are you saying?
Firm it up.
Mental capability of playing with an injury. Do you think it's more in his head or more than?
No, I'm just saying that the strapping of the knee doesn't do a lot
in terms of support.
Yeah.
I think some players just feel more comfortable with the tape there. Okay.
Absolutely.
It's, I reckon when you get your knee taped, it's very restricting when you're running.
That's fine. Okay, thank you.
As opposed to your ankle being taped, though.
That was a question of the blood rule then, and the rule states that if it's free-flowing blood, you must go and get it fixed. If it's not free-flowing, then you can stay and have it attended to on the ground. Here's McGlynn. I'm not sure wiping it on his jumper was probably not necessarily the best way to go. But anyway, no trainer there, so that's what he did. Here's Buddy, fast hands Jetta.
That's the pick up there from Franklin.
It was good for a 6'6". They won a beautiful screwing kick back to the middle to Parker. Looping handball to Jack. Jack's got the outside runner in McGlynn. McGlynn to the goal square. Here is an opportunity for Adam Goods. And he makes sure he marks it inside the goal square.
Well, you can basically come back to Lance Franklin there, because this pick up here created all of this. It created the opportunity for Jetta to get it out into a bit of space. This kick was good too.
Goal 443 there for Adam Goods, and a much needed one for the Swans.
Yeah, fantastic play, and credit to Franklin and Jetta. They made something out of nothing at half-back, which gave Adam Goods the opportunity to take it, mark in the goal square and kick a goal. And that's what brilliant players can do. They can make something out of nothing. Well done to Franklin and Jetta.
That was a ridiculous pickup.
It was.
Players of that size, you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Richo, you love this kick from Lewis Jetta. You're spot on here. The kick inside there, instead of taking the safe option down the line, just saw Luke Parker completely set up all the play then. That's what led to the Ben McGlynn goal. Terrific finish by Ben McGlynn, but it was Lewis Jetta's willingness to be brave and use the corridor that got that goal.
A good clearance one here by the Cats. Caddy got it back to Murdoch. Mitch Clark just ran underneath the footy a bit. Feel like his timing's not great. Well played, Stevie J. Smothered the handball. Chipping kick was perfect for Stevie Motlop. And he's well within range, is Stevie.
Franklin's 197. He was running absolutely flat out. to pick that up off the deck like that.
You're simply not supposed to be able to do it, Richo.
No, you're not meant to be able to do that.
How tall are you, Richo?
196.
196. So, gee, that's an amazing effort.
Didn't you watch the pre-game show?
No, I didn't.
Harry Underwood.
He's 196, all right, Richo. Don't worry about that. He kicked 3 last week, Stevie Motlop. That one looks pretty good. Can it stay online? He has. That's a big goal for the Cats and a big goal for Stevie Motlop.
Great finish, Stevie Motlop. Kicked a couple of goals now. And a good answer. They are just right in this tonight. The Cats playing great footy. They're matching the Swans in the areas coming into the game you thought was going to be the Swans' advantage, and that's clearance and contested. If you thought it was one of those sort of games, you'd think the Swans would win, but the Cats are matching them.
Need to have one more look at that. In slow motion, in some ways, doesn't do justice. He was going at full pace, running away from Harry Taylor in the one motion to scoop it up at 197 centimetres and then handball it correctly to set up a goal is just genius. I don't think there's been a player in the game who has been that athletic.
Reid for Sydney down the last 6 minutes in this half. Ball near the boundary line at bowled Guthrie, and Rowan just uses the hip and shoulder to great effect. Didn't get all of the kick, Jetta. No one can get near him. Handball to Mitchell, wrong-footed there, and that one goes out of bounds on the full, Richo.
Lingy, has there been a focus of the Cats in the last fortnight on contested ball? Because I know early in the season they were just a little bit down in that area, but they're matching the Swans, in fact, winning here tonight.
Yeah, Richo, you're certainly right there. The first, I think, 4 weeks, nearly the worst in the competition, if not worst, 17th in the comp. Last couple of weeks been much better at it, and against Sydney you have to be good at it. Great contested mark by Josh Walker there, but they've certainly got better, and they've got the players that they want around the ball who are capable of matching the best in the contested ball as well.
Comes Mitch Clark. He hasn't really got near it in terms of marking tonight. Mitch Clark, Teddy Richards off the side of the boot gives Geelong a real opportunity here in a nice spot for them to attack if they can win some clean possession, and they do. Thurlow throwing it out the back door. Motlop didn't get the bounce he'd hoped for. Now Parker's there to save the day. Keeps the arms free. Didn't handball it or kick it. Free kick going the way of Motlop.
That's a great play from Stephen Motlop. He kicked the last goal and then real game-changing tackle that. He's got an option he likes. I'm not sure that the players around responded. I think he wanted Gregson to come at it. The Swans players reacted a little earlier, and that was McVeigh. Here's Kurt Tippett. He's back out there, which was a real positive for the Swans, and they need him to start having an impact in this game. He hasn't yet. The Glenn started with the tagging role on Joel Selwood, and now appears to have been released from that. Kieran Jack, they're going to go inside 50. Parker's down there. Blitzars. Oh, well done, Parker. He just kept his eye on the footy with players coming back the other way.
That was a tough ball to mark, that one.
Great take, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this again.
He was running flat out with pressure from Blitzars, and he knew that he was going to cop one when he marked it as well. Did well. Great mark.
Well, attacked Tom Lonergan then, but he was just trying to get out of the way.
Just minding his business, Tommy, wasn't he? Parker spent a lot more time forward, it feels like, in his first half, and they've been rewarded with a couple of goals. 3 in the first half would be an outstanding return. He's a beautiful set shot kick. It's goal for goal here. Luke Parker's got 3.
Having a massive night, Luke Parker. Seems to get better every time you watch him play. In the last 18 months, this man, he's an elite A-grade player now. And if you can go into half-time with 13 or 14 touches and 3 goals, you're having a really good night. A real win there for the Swans. Parker spending a lot of time forward. It was a good kick by Jack too. Perfectly weighted into that space. And he's a beautiful shot of goal. It hasn't looked like missing his 3 set shots tonight.
Well, he's only kicked 4 once before. He hasn't quite got there yet, but he's well and truly on his way. 4 each in the first quarter, 4 each in the second quarter. That's the way it's gone here in a very tight game. Tippett head over the footy. Good's trying to slipper it out. And you can see it's not coming out of there.
Just a topo, not dangerous. Thank you.
Players questioning the attempts of Adam Goods and the umpire answering it as it was.
Straight out.
Stanley and Tippett, Selwood in amongst it. Kick back towards the wing. Grundy attack the footy, goes backwards to Smith. Got time and space here. Opportunity now for Shaw. Can hurt you by foot. Not on this occasion, though. And a mark taken by Mitch Duncan.
Possession number 14 coming up for Mitch Duncan. He's consistently winning the ball. They've got some overlap run here from Stokes. Last played in round 3. This is great ball movement to Gregson. And the NAB Rising Star Award last week. Gregson for a big Friday night game. Kicks to the goal square. They've got a pack down there. Caddy. Almost a half falcon there for Caddy. Sliding through Guthrie. Couldn't get the footy. Parker, who's kicked 3 in the first half. He just cannonballs his way through, but Duncan's in the box seat again. Short chipping kick, looking for and finding Gregson. Had to be perfect, that kick, and he weighted it, and this young man's got it.
Yeah, Mike Pike, that kick around the corner out. Here we go here. The kick around the... I reckon he may have been better off. The dish a handball to McVeigh there. McVeigh had a little bit more time and space to use the footy, and this is the result. When you whack it around the corner, there's normally players out when you chop it off like that.
18 disposals, 3 goals, 2 assists last week. Good enough to earn Corey Gregson, the NAB Rising Star. He was picked 47 in last year's draft. They'd love him to slot that through. He makes no mistake. And they get the quick reply again, the Cats.
A great quarter of footy here by both teams. It's entertaining, goal for goal. And he's a real find. They just keep getting them, Geelong. Great recruiting. They seem to be able to find natural footballers at will down there. And they've had a 5-goal quarter. And he continues to look like a long-term player for the Cats in the last few weeks.
Good style, nice straight leg, got through the footy, enjoyed it the moment it left the boot. For Gregson. So just a 9-point margin as we close in on half-time. Stays in the inner circle, so the umpire's happy with that. The little knockout there from Pike went straight to Buse. He mungled it forward. And now Sydney a little chance to set up here. Kick a little long in the air there. McVeigh had it knocked away. He's going to really have to have a crack. Kirsten working hard. Put his head over the footy then. I think it was Mitch Duncan that was.
And BT, while Geelong continuing to attack there, they have thrown Mitch Clark behind the ball. I think just pretty happy that they don't want to concede a goal in this last minute and a half of the half. Happy to score, of course, but not happy to get one scored against them. So hopefully Mitch Clark will be taking a mark down back if Sydney do attack.
Beautiful conditions here at the moment at ANZ Stadium. I mentioned earlier, record rainfall in April on this venue, the most in the history. And it's recovered very, very well with a reasonably dry week. Here's Parker spinning out of trouble. McGlynn sets him a task. Opportunity here for Mitchell. Had to go and attack it. Blitzards was closing in on him and they box him in.
Straight behind me. Okay, who's got it this time, boys? What's behind me, please?
There you go. That question has been asked just about at every stoppage tonight, Das.
Yes, and I reckon the Swans have really made a point of letting the umpires know, because it has been something the Cats have been doing in recent weeks. John Longmire won't be happy at half-time to allow Geelong to have 17 inside 50s and a real win in the clearances this quarter.
Hey, Richo, you mentioned
the Cats
earlier the scores conceded by Sydney on average are around about 60 points. What was the number?
Yeah, 66. They've nearly got it already.
So the Cats have got 61 in the first half. So I think that's the style that Geelong would have wanted to play. They would have wanted to make this a higher scoring game.
You don't get 17 inside 50s in a quarter against the Swans very often either. So a lot of positives here for Geelong going into half-time.
Stevie J, he delayed the handball, and that was prior opportunity. So Ben McGlynn and he had a few words. Always involved in a bit of niggle, and he's tracking Buddy now. Stevie, he had a little look, and it was enough to put pressure on. So Franklin, he sensed that the heat was coming from behind. There would have been a bit of verbal, I'm sure, from Steve. They go back inside 50, under 30 seconds remaining. McVeigh, Franklin tried to force his way through. He did pretty well. All Selwood, Mitchell, and a little flinch there. McVeigh, Lloyd eventually under some real duress.
Great pressure here.
Swans defence are able to stand up. They keep coming. Lang, this is great stuff. Hughes gets involved. Here comes Stokes. Grundy has to tumble one forward. And the mark taken there by Mitch Duncan on the half-time siren. So really entertaining first half of football. It's had a bit of everything. It's had some niggle. It's had a bit of Stevie J at his best. He's not happy. He thought he had a chance. So at half-time, it's the Cats leading by 9 points. They're 9-7-61. Swans 8-4, 52. It's a 9-point lead here at half-time. Let's get down to Cameron Ling.
Well, Joey, it's certainly a hard half of footy. It feels like there's a bit of feeling out there. I mean, both teams so competitive. How have you seen it?
Yeah, definitely got a huge amount of respect, but it's been a really hard-fought game and a few momentum swings, especially in the contested possession and the uncontested marks. We've got to shut that down a bit with Geelong's ball movement and just clean up a few skill errors coming out of the back line.
Has that been the big concern, the fact that they've had 30 entries in a half of footy? You guys don't normally allow that. Yeah,
that's a big concern. Obviously, we'll address it at half-time and hopefully put in place some things to amend it.
Really appreciate your time, mate. All the best for the second half. Good game of footy so far in the first half here at ANZ Stadium. It's Geelong by 9 points.